Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back. It's tea and tarot time with Julie. So grab yourself a cuppa, put your feet up. We are focusing today on toxic workplaces when you've had enough, because I read your comments and so many of you are struggling at work at the moment. So I thought I would do a specific reading for guidance on how to deal with when you've had enough in a toxic workplace and how to reclaim your power. That's what we're going to be focusing on. So let's bring the camera down. Let's have a little look. So workplace, all right, healing from a toxic workplace. This is a timeless message for reclaiming your power. I'm going to start off with the wisdom of the oracle. And I'm saying to my team, specifically for people really struggling with a toxic workplace, please, whether that is in an office, whether that is in a hospital, whether that is in a shop, wherever you are. Okay, so we've got community, by the book, and yang. Right, I'm going to explain these in a minute. I want to get some of these. These are the energy oracle. Tell me how to help people who are really struggling with a toxic workplace, please. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? Financial constraints. You're only there for the money. Woman holding a coin. Yeah, money and hostilities. Well, the cards are not messing about, are they? Right. Because the thing is, my beautiful collective, that when I read your comments, I start to see different threads going on, right? And there is two big threads at the moment. Those of you really struggling as carers, and I'm going to do a separate a separate video on that tomorrow probably. And those that are struggling with toxic workplaces. So this is for those of you in a toxic workplace. Now, this is the kind of current situation, and this is what the cards are showing. Then we're going to move on to how to reclaim your power and how to heal from it or get out of it, all right? So this is recognizing what's going on. So we've got community, number 8, okay? So yeah, in a toxic workplace, it's because of other people. If you were there on your own, you'd probably be absolutely fine. So it's all about that community, isn't it? And so who are you working with? Who are you dealing with? Where is the toxicity coming from? Is it from the colleagues, the bosses? Is it from the customers, the clients? Where is that toxicity coming from? That's the first thing I want you to identify, right? Because the community, in other words, people around you, is kind of what is creating this. Now, rooted down with financial constraints, number 13, which is a 4. Fours are about our foundations. Our foundation is our home, our having enough food, a roof over our head, health, energy, vitality. So financial constraints, whenever we're in, and I have been in toxic jobs in the past, I promise you, and they are not easy. We're only there for the money. When things are horrible, we're not there by choice. We're there because we need to earn a salary. We need to earn enough money to keep a roof over our head. So first of all, this is recognizing I'm not there because I love this job. I'm not there because I love these people. I'm there for the money because I can't just walk out because I've got responsibilities and commitments and I need the money. So by the book, I'm trying to do it right. I'm trying to be fair, right? Number 11 is a master number about the self and about what feels right for me. And by the book is about, well, it's a couple of things. Doing things with integrity, fairness, honesty, doing the right thing, doing it by the book. But it's also about following your inner guidance, all right? These little elephants represents your guides, your inner guidance, your soul, your heart, your sense of right and wrong, morality, and also your spiritual guides. You're following that inner compass. It's very tempting, isn't it, to say, I'll just lower myself to their level. They're horrible to me, I'll be horrible to them. But it doesn't feel right for you. You don't want to do that. Somehow you're holding your integrity, you're holding your own, and you're focusing on the money. I'm here for the money, never mind what they're doing, I don't care. I'm just going to say, well, I'm earning what I need. I can pay the bills, and I'm just here for the money. So these two are really key, okay? Because it is easy to just lower yourself to other people's level. It is easy to just lose the plot and scream and shout at them, or smack somebody in the face, or walk out. But none of that is doable, because you've got to pay your bills. So what you're doing is you're saying that I feel in my heart I'm doing the right thing, and I'm just going to focus on that salary at the end of the week or the end of the month, or however often I get paid. I'm just focusing on that. But we've got the yang energy with hostilities, all right? Number 1 again, okay? So we have got number 11 here, all right? And number 8, which is about flow. And here we've got another number 1. Now the yang energy is the masculine to do. So this isn't about being and just kind of flowing and using my intuition. This is something I need to do, because there are hostilities around me. Number 26 is another 8. So there's plenty of hostility here. 8s are abundance and flow. Plenty of hostility. All right, this is equivalent to the 5 of Swords, battle energy. I mean, he's there with his sword in an aggressive stance. It is an unpleasant energy, but it's saying the yang energy is I need to do something here. I need to do something about this hostility, right? Which is why I'm making this video. So, right, how do I heal from this? What is this about? How do I manage this? So at the moment, you're managing it by staying in your integrity, following your own morality and focusing on the money. Other than that, I'm trying to let everything else go, but I'm very aware there is hostility around me. Now I want to clarify, I'm going to use the Rider-Waite deck for today with the tarot. I want to clarify the yang energy, because yang is to do, get on with something, take some action. So generally when we're in a toxic environment and people are attacking us, and it might be subtle, or it might be really just verbally bullying and abusive. It can be energetic. I want to say dirty looks, whispering behind your back, going quiet when you walk into the coffee area, and they're talking about you. All of that is horrible. Ugh, horrible, horrible stuff. Okay, so we need to take some action. So let's look at then, how do we heal from this? Well, we heal by reclaiming our power, because when we've got this hostilities, we're in victim energy. I'm not here because I want to be, I'm here because I have to be. I hate this, it's horrible, my life stinks. Right, it's all of that is victim energy. And if you know anything about the law of attraction, the energy that you're in will attract more of it to you. So how do we heal from hostility? We take our power back. The power is the opposite to the victim energy. All right, so how do we take the power back then, please? Can we have some guidance for my beautiful collective who are going through this storm at work? Okay, King of Cups. They're telling me to get out several. Hanging Man. There's the Devil, and there's the 5 of Coins. Okay, how do we get out of this, please? They want to talk about it a bit more. 6 of Wands, Queen of Swords, the Lovers, and the 4 of Swords. Okay. All right. So how do we heal? How do we get out of it? We've got to get back in our power somehow. So how do we do that? King of Cups. Let's start with him with the 6 of Wands. I like the fact that the 6 of Wands is underneath him, because the 6 of Wands is victory, success, recognition. Not as strong as the Chariot, but it is I see me. I don't care if you don't see me, I see me. I'm proud of me. I'm going to ride high. I'm going to stand tall. I'm not going to shrivel and shrink and kind of come into work with my head down and being as small as I possibly can. I'm going to stand tall and proud, and I'm going to step into my king energy. Now, the King of Cups predominantly is about emotional maturity, emotional intelligence. So if they see, especially with bullies, if they see you crumbling, they bully you more. So the King of Cups would stand in his power from a place of loving compassion and integrity, and just rise above it. Just say, I am not going to let their crap get me down. The King of Cups is always on a throne surrounded by choppy water. All right. And that choppy water is basically, you know, your choppy water at work, isn't it? But he is sitting very zen in his chair with his cup, and he's chilled. Right, so it's like, basically, I don't care what's going on out there and around me. I'm just going to be very calm. I'm going to be very unbothered. Bothered, not a jot, right? So you're really going to start to come into your power. Remember, you're a king, King of Cups. You're in that king energy and you're rising above it. And this is why he is there up on his horse, rising above those people on the ground. I'm above you, right? Your behavior is beneath me, right? Now, I'm never one to say I'm better than you or you're better than them or any of that, because we're all one. But when we have this bullying, appalling behavior around you, then you rise above it to say, I am holding my truth of my sense of I'm a good person, and I'm not going to allow myself to lower myself to their level. Right. So I'm calm, I'm in my power. Now we've got the Hanging Man with the Queen of Swords. Right. Queen of Swords is the Queen of Truth. She also uses that sword to cut through illusion, confusion and bullshit, basically. Right, so I'm just going to cut through the nonsense, and I'm going to just allow myself to chill out. All right, similar to the King of Cups, the Hanging Man is predominantly about an energy of surrender. I can't force them to behave themselves. I can't force them to be nice people. I can't control other people or their behavior. So let's not even try. Right? The Hanging Man is just upside down, chilling out, waiting. Right? Just, I'm not going to be bothered with this. Now, I want to bring this in at this point. Many people, when they're being bullied in the workplace, will leave as soon as they can, go to another job, and then find that it happens again. Now, when it happens again, you're like, hang on, frying pan fire. I haven't benefited anything. I've just got another toxic team now. What's going on? Generally, the energy underneath is I'm in victim mode because I've been bullied out, and so now I'm still in victim mode, and so I'm being bullied again. So we've got to break that. We also need to look at what's going on underneath, all right, in terms of boundaries and my sense of personal self-respect, my sense of personal power, all right, that when I am strong and powerful, I don't get bullied. So if I'm being bullied, that means that I'm not stepping into my power. So I want to be able to look at that, and that's what's going to break it, right? It's the same with any victim survivors of abuse, of any kind of abuse, from verbal abuse to physical abuse to any kind of abuse. Those people who will abuse target the vulnerable, the people who are the heads down, who are unlikely to fight back, because bullies are cowards and they will not go for somebody strong and assertive. So the underlying energy to break this, to heal from this, is I need to find my assertiveness. I need to find my power, because when I look somebody straight in the eye with my head held high without any fear in me and just disgust, they back the hell down. So I need to look at that, and that's part of that Hanging Man surrender. I need to look at it. I'm not surrendering to their bullying. I'm surrendering to try. I'm not going to try to stop them bullying me, because I can't. What I got to do is step into my assertiveness and my power. That's what's going to break it, and that's what the Queen of Swords does. She stands cold, quite clinical, and no nonsense, and that's the energy. And that's a beautiful balance between the King of Cups with that beautiful emotional intelligence of whatever's choppy around me, I'm calm, with the Queen of Swords, which is the no nonsense, just say it as it is. That's where we're at. Now, we're coming into the devil and the lovers, two major arcana cards. So the devil is that toxicity. That devil is that I'm trapped, I can't do anything about it, I'm powerless, I'm helpless. That's the energy we have to break. Or I'm not powerless and I'm not helpless, and I can rise above it into my power. Doesn't necessarily mean, of course, what we want to do is get the hell out of Dodge and get another job and away from this toxicity. But the thing is, you might find you actually love your job, you just hate the people you work with. You might find that it's really good money and you don't want to leave. But we want to stop this hostility, this toxicity, and it is all about your power. I promise you, right? People who are empowered, assertive, full of self-respect and self-belief don't get bullied, all right? So we need to make a decision. The lovers here is the decision. It's saying, I choose to make a decision that I am no longer going to be affected or impacted or restricted or controlled by the nonsense around me. And I am stepping away, Four of Swords, retreat, rest, recover from where I feel pushed out, left out, from any sense of lack, any sense of victim. This is the victim energy as a result of that devil. So I'm stepping away from it. I'm going to get a good night's sleep, because tell you what, this happens is that when you're in a toxic workplace, you probably have terrible sleep. You go to bed stressed, you go to sleep stressed, you wake up fearful that you've got to go in there and do it all over again, and your sleep quality is shocking. And of course, in any situation, when we're knackered, it's much harder. Life is much harder. Being vulnerable is much more easy when we're exhausted and shattered. So if we can take our power and rise above it and stand tall and be in your power and make that decision, I'm not going to let this affect me, then we can rest, we can sleep. I can sleep like a baby, even though I've got to go into that horrible place tomorrow. I'm just not going to let it bother me. I'm just going to get my job done, but not with my head down hiding, with my power and my passion and my self-belief. And while I'm doing that, I might well be looking for another job, but I'm not doing it to escape and run away. I'm doing it because I want to, not because I'm being forced out. This is about your power. This is how we turn it around, okay? And you will turn it around by using these tricks and tools. So let's do a little exercise to help you with this then, okay? So I want you to, you don't have to do it now while you're watching me, come back to this, and I want you to just feel your sense of victim, fear, helplessness, all of that devil energy, Five of Cups and Five of Coins energy, where I'm being pushed out, left out, ignored, bullied, whatever. Feel all of that, and then I want you to come into the energy of the King of Cups, the Queen of Swords. Hang on a minute. I am a powerful being of light. I am a decent human being. I am a good person. I don't need to hide and have my head down and be frightened of these bullies. I'm stepping into my power. I'd love to see the Queen of Wands here as well, because she is so dynamic and determined and powerful. That's what we want to get into. But we start with the King of Cups, that not letting things bother you. So we're moving into the Two of Coins. We're getting our balance back. We're not feeling constantly down. We're going to get our balance back, and we're going to start to move forward. We've got the Wheel of Fortune here now. This is a new karmic cycle. There's new energy. This is a shift forward, a big shift forward, because you've taken your power. Let's have a look at these. Right, look at this. I've come into a place of self-love, Two of Cups, where I feel I am a beautiful person. I love myself, and I'm going to love everything about this, and then I'm going to move forward. The Eight of Wands is good news. It's forward movement. It's the minor arcana equivalent of the Chariot. So whether I choose to move on from this job to another job, but I'm not, I'm going to do it in my own time to the right job. I'm not going to be rushed. because I'm worth more. So we might be moving on to a different job, but not necessarily. We're just moving on from this hostility, from this disempowerment, and from this victim energy. All right? Good. Let's finish off with an angel card for you. Final message from the angels, please, for those who are struggling with a toxic workplace. And we have two. Right. Awareness. Number 15. Awareness. This is the cosmic universal energies of love and light supporting you, helping you. Be aware of the power of the energy of your part and place within it, and step into your full potential. We have 41, which is a 5. 5 is about change. Infinite potential. And look at the way the heart and the solar plexus is lit up here. You're rising above. I want to see this as the phoenix rising, okay? Phoenix rising. This is you rising up out of that toxic workplace. But we've got to break that energy and break that pattern and get back into your power. That's when things shift. That's when things change. And that's when things get a whole lot better. All right? All right, my beautiful people, I hope this was helpful. If it was, give it a like, a share. Don't forget to subscribe. It's completely free, you know. If you want to do the paid membership, the link is below on the join button, but subscribe is free. And I will see you again soon. You take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.